I am Jaclyn Rahey. I graduated in 2011, and I was a comm major with a concentration in TV production. So I work for ESPN. I'm in the audio division, which encompasses radio and digital, both of those. So like our podcasts and our radio shows. I started off in traffic, which is where you're basically just in charge of assigning the commercials to the breaks and stuff like that. I did that for about 6 years, and I recently transitioned into a new role in sales planning about a year and a half ago. Right after college, I started applying anywhere I could. I knew I wanted to work for a larger company, so I was really only applying for jobs at the big TV and radio networks at the time. I went on a dozen interviews, it felt like, and finally something stuck. 2 weeks after I graduated, I started working for Westwood One. I worked there for about a year and a half. My boss at the time got laid off, found a job at ESPN, and she kind of was in charge of bringing her own team on. She liked the way I worked. She liked my dedication. She also liked how quickly I answered emails. So she met me for lunch and told me to bring my resume, and it all kind of was downhill from there. And I started with ESPN a year and a half later after working at Westwood One. A lot of what I do is time sensitive. And if we take our time getting a plane back to an agency or something like that, we kind of risk not getting the money from that agency if they decide to go in a different direction. You have to organize and prioritize and kind of see what makes sense to do first and stuff like that. I think just college in general prepares you for this. I mean, you're in a new environment and you kind of need to learn how to prioritize your classes. If a paper is more important or studying for an exam is more important, and you kind of use that and bring that into the real world. I mean, in college, I never really thought I would be on the path that I'm on today. I didn't even know that this industry even existed when I was in college. I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily applying stuff that I learned in textbooks or even in like the production rooms and stuff like that, but it's more of how you handle yourself as an employee that kind of transitions from college into post-grad life. I played 2 sports at Manhattan College. So I was an athlete, and sports were always a big, important part of my life. To be able to work for ESPN, I mean, every day is exciting for me. You know, I work in the sports industry, and I get to deal with all the talent and all the shows and stuff like that. And I do get to go to like some really cool events, not just sporting events. Like I've been to the Mets World Series, I've been to a few basketball games, and that's an incredible perk. I mean, you go up to Bristol to our main campus and just walk around there, and you get to see where all of our morning shows are, all of our afternoon shows, and you get to kind of see behind the scenes, which I think is really cool because, I mean, I was a TV production major, so I think that's probably the coolest part of my job. I really enjoyed the production classes. I was more of a student that enjoyed the hands-on aspect of learning. I felt that I learned more and kind of was more engaged in my comm courses than my other ones, just because they were more hands-on and engaging. I started working at Westwood One in an industry that I didn't even know existed. Don't be afraid to apply for jobs that you don't necessarily know what you're going to be learning. You're smart, you'll be able to catch on quickly. A big piece of my success in my career was interning. I mean, I had 3 internships while I was at Manhattan College. You have New York City at your fingertips. At even small companies, you know, you don't have to necessarily intern at these big companies, but it's just good to get that real life experience. And I think that does go a long way in terms of your post-graduation life. I also think too, just kind of stay on top of your emails when you are working. And I think hard work and dedication really does go a long way. I mean, like I said, I I only got this job at ESPN because my boss liked that I responded to emails quickly. If you just put in that extra effort every day, it does show to your management, and you don't know where that's going to lead you. I mean, that led me to a dream job at a dream company that I've always wanted to work for just because I answered emails. You have so many resources there. The proximity to the city, like I said, is such a huge asset. The professors, they have a ton of experience. They were there to help you, not only through your college career, but even post-college career. When I was starting to transition into new jobs, I thought maybe now that I was at ESPN, I would want to maybe switch and do a production job. And I worked with Professor Grabowski to come in and use the studio, and that's something I don't think a lot of colleges offer, is like, even after college, the professors are still there to help you. Also, too, the alumni connections, I think, are unlike anything I've ever experienced. I remember I was in college, and I sat down and spoke with someone that was high up at NBC Sports, and it wasn't an interview, it wasn't a job interview, it was just to sit down and kind of pick his brain. Not just the classes and the learning, it's what Manhattan College gives you after you graduate as well.